Imagine this, a massive family tree stretching across billions of years and millions of species. Each leaf represents a unique creature from the smallest bacterium to the largest mammal. All life is connected by this intricate web, yet understanding it wasn't easy. It took millennia and some of the most brilliant minds in history. Welcome to Infinitia Verity, the channel where we break down complex mysteries and dive into the endless story of life and the universe. Today, we're on a mission to explore how humanity has learned to classify life on Earth, evolving from the simple groupings of the ancient world to today's advanced genetic analysis and AI. Let's begin this journey and discover how far we've come. The story of biological classification begins in ancient Greece with Aristotle, often regarded as the first true biologist. Aristotle observed and recorded the natural world with remarkable precision, cataloging the traits of plants and animals around him. He created one of the earliest known systems for organizing living things, which he divided into two categories, plants and animals. But Aristotle's categories went further. Within animals, he classified them into blooded and bloodless groups, a distinction that roughly corresponds to vertebrates and invertebrates today. He observed that creatures differed based on their habitats, behavior, and physical characteristics. Though primitive by today's standards, Aristotle's work was revolutionary because it was the first systematic attempt to organize life based on observable traits. Interesting facts. 1. The ladder of life. Aristotle envisioned a ladder of life, or scala naturae, ranking life forms from lower to higher. Plants occupied the lower rungs, animals climbed higher, and humans, he believed, sat at the top of the hierarchy, a concept that influenced scientific thought for centuries. 2. Influence on medieval thought. Aristotle's work influenced medieval scholars in both Europe and the Islamic world. Islamic scholars in particular, like al-Jahiz, expanded on Aristotle's ideas, contributing their own observations on ecology and evolution. Aristotle's system was the cornerstone of natural science for almost 2 millennia. However, as explorers traveled the world and discovered countless new species, a more precise system was needed. By the 18th century, European explorers were encountering strange and exotic species in lands far from home. The natural world seemed far more complex than anyone had imagined, and the need for a standardized classification system became evident. Enter Carl Linnaeus, a Swedish botanist who created a revolutionary naming system called binomial nomenclature. This system was simple yet elegant. Every species would have a unique two-part Latin name consisting of its genus and species. For example, humans became Homo sapiens, wise man, reflecting our self-perceived intelligence. Imagine this, a bustling European port in the 1700s. Ships arrive with crates of plants, exotic animals, and insects from faraway lands. Scholars are mystified. How could they make sense of it all? Linnaeus saw a solution and built a classification system as precise as it was universal. Linnaeus didn't stop at naming. He also developed a hierarchical structure that organized life into groups based on shared characteristics. His work would go on to shape the study of biology for centuries, setting a foundation for everything that followed. Interesting facts. 1. Humans as animals. Linnaeus classified humans alongside apes, a controversial idea at the time as many considered humans unique from other animals. 2. Latin names. Linnaeus chose Latin for his naming system as it was a dead language, unchanging and universally understood among scientists across different nations. Thanks to Linnaeus, scientists worldwide could communicate clearly about species, laying the groundwork for a global biological community. Yet Linnaeus's system, though comprehensive, was still static. It lacked an understanding of how species were related over time. In the 19th century, Charles Darwin took Linnaeus's system to new heights by introducing the concept of evolution through natural selection. Darwin suggested that all life on Earth was connected through a shared ancestry, a family tree he called the Tree of Life. Picture Darwin on the Galapagos Islands studying finches with differently shaped beaks adapted to their specific diets. These tiny variations in beak shape planted the seed of a revolutionary idea. Species weren't static, they evolved over time. Darwin's theory proposed that life forms diverged from common ancestors, with species gradually adapting to their environments through natural selection. This was a groundbreaking shift because it showed that classification wasn't just about grouping similar species, it was about tracing lineage and understanding evolution. Interesting facts. 1. First sketch of the Tree of Life. Darwin's sketch of the tree of life included just a few branches but introduced the concept of common descent, two controversial ideas. Darwin's ideas challenged traditional beliefs, sparking debates that continue to this day. The theory of evolution would reshape not only biology but society's view of humanity's place in nature. Darwin's tree of life concept allowed scientists to start seeing species as branches on a larger evolutionary web, where some were closer relatives than previously thought. By the mid-20th century, the discovery of DNA transformed our understanding of life. For the first time, scientists could look at the genetic code of organisms, comparing genes across species. DNA was a universal language written in sequences of 4 bases, A, T, C, and G, that provided a precise blueprint of life. Imagine peering into a cell and seeing DNA coiled within an entire library of instructions for building an organism. With this molecular key, scientists could compare species not by appearance alone, but by their genetic makeup. This breakthrough allowed scientists to confirm relationships suggested by evolution and to discover new ones that weren't visible to the eye. For instance, DNA evidence revealed that fungi are closer relatives to animals than to plants, completely overturning older classifications. Interesting facts. All life shares the same DNA code. The DNA code is so universal that humans share roughly 60% of their genes with bananas and 98% with chimpanzees. DNA evidence also showed that whales are closer to hippos than fish, reshaping our understanding of mammal evolution. With DNA analysis, taxonomy became a precise science revealing hidden connections and unexpected relationships across the tree of life. As scientists delved deeper into genetics, they discovered profound differences in cellular structure and function, leading Carl Woese to propose the 3-domain system in 1977. Woese's work showed that all life fell into 3 domains: bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. This model revealed that archaea, although similar to bacteria in their lack of nuclei, were actually more closely related to eukarya, organisms with complex cells like plants and animals. Woese's findings highlighted that life's diversity went far beyond what we could see under a microscope. Think of archaea as Earth's original extremophiles. These hardy organisms can survive in boiling hydrothermal vents, acidic hot springs, and even the icy depths of the Arctic. While invisible to the naked eye, their presence reshaped our understanding of life's resilience and diversity. Interesting facts: extremophiles. Some archaea thrive in extreme environments where other life forms can't survive, like volcanic vents and highly saline waters. Unique cell walls. Unlike bacteria, archaea have distinct cell membranes and enzymes, allowing them to adapt to harsh conditions unlike any other life forms. This 3-domain system underscores the genetic complexity of life on Earth and showcases how much we still have to learn about ancient, resilient organisms. In the late 20th century, scientists began using cladistics, a method for grouping organisms based on shared ancestry and evolutionary traits. Unlike older systems, which often relied on physical similarities, cladistics uses genetic and evolutionary data to trace lineage. Imagine tracing the family tree of life itself, connecting branches that span millions of years and countless transformations. Cladistics organizes these branches into clades, where each clade represents a group of organisms that share a common ancestor. Through cladistics, scientists realized that birds are not just related to dinosaurs, they are dinosaurs, direct descendants of theropods. This evolutionary perspective reshaped entire classifications, showing that certain groups like reptiles include unexpected relatives. Interesting facts: unexpected relatives. Using cladistics, scientists determined that fungi are actually closer relatives to animals than to plants, a discovery that defied traditional classification. Redefining reptiles. Cladistics also reshaped the definition of reptiles, showing that this group includes birds, since birds share a common ancestor with certain dinosaur lineages. This evolutionary relationship led scientists to rethink and refine classifications that had stood for centuries. Cladistics has fundamentally changed our view of life's tree by emphasizing evolutionary relationships over superficial traits, providing a more dynamic and accurate map of life on Earth. In recent years, artificial intelligence, AI, and big data have added a new layer of precision to taxonomy. Today, scientists use AI to sort through vast genetic databases and environmental data, identifying species based on genetic markers alone. This technology can process immense datasets, revealing patterns and relationships that would take human researchers years to uncover. Imagine AI algorithms sifting through thousands of genetic sequences in seconds, spotting minuscule differences that identify a new species or trace complex evolutionary relationships. For instance, researchers have used AI to study microbial ecosystems and understand how species interact within them. The speed and accuracy of AI allow scientists to explore questions that were once beyond reach, such as how species might adapt to climate change. Machine learning also helps ecologists track species distribution, highlighting which animals are migrating, disappearing, or adapting as environments shift. This helps conservationists and governments anticipate biodiversity changes, potentially saving endangered species before it's too late. Interesting facts: AI and new species AI has identified species that were previously indistinguishable by physical traits alone, bringing to light organisms that would otherwise be missed due to subtle genetic differences. Predicting climate adaptation. With data from satellites, sensors, and environmental records, AI can predict how species might adapt or move in response to climate changes, aiding in ecological conservation efforts. AI and big data are now as critical to taxonomy as the microscope once was, opening up possibilities for discoveries and redefining our understanding of life's complexity. And that brings us to the present, a moment in history where science, technology, and our curiosity about the natural world come together. From Aristotle's first classifications to AI-driven insights, the story of taxonomy is a testament to human ingenuity and a drive to understand our place in the cosmos. Each breakthrough, from Darwin's theory of evolution to the molecular discoveries of DNA and the current use of artificial intelligence, reveals that life is far more interconnected and dynamic than we ever imagined. As we continue to explore, the classification of life will keep evolving, helping us understand not just where we come from, but where we're going. The next time you look at the diversity of life around you, remember that every organism is a branch on the vast, complex tree of life that we're all part of. If you're fascinated by stories like these, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Infinitia Verity is your destination for uncovering life's mysteries. Drop a comment below on which part of the story intrigued you the most. Until next time, keep exploring the infinite, because knowledge is boundless, and so is our curiosity.